The Beckhams. David, Victoria, Brooklyn, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper. One of the most iconic families on planet Earth. From Spice Girls to fashion mogul, Man United to England captain, the Beckhams' rise to fame was no mistake. With a perfectly crafted public image and socialite lifestyle, the Beckhams conquered the commercial world.
They expect to sell twice the copies they did the week of the recent royal wedding.
This is the couple that everybody's interested, wants to know about.
Brand Beckham was turning into a powerhouse. And where there's success in England, the tabloids are never far behind.
And I think the way the news side have treated me in the last few months has been an absolute disgrace.
I think there's a huge appetite for this story, and I think that if the Beckhams feel that by putting out a statement saying their lawyers involved is going to make people back off, I think they're very much mistaken. I think there's a lot more to come out.
If I was the Beckhams, I would be very, very worried. I really do think that they're going to really have to consider beefing up their security to the same level as royalty protection.
After the historic 1966 World Cup, which saw England's first and only win, England failed to qualify for the 1974 tournament, losing out to Poland. This World Cup woe was echoed in 1978, when England failed to qualify for back-to-back World Cups. A hard pill to swallow made even harder when tournament host and longtime rivals Argentina took the cup home. Determined to restore England's place as a top-flight footballing nation, Man United and England legend Sir Bobby Charlton set up the Sir Bobby Charlton Soccer School. A Manchester-based foundation with the aim to provide young talent with top-quality coaching who otherwise may not have had the opportunity. David found early success when in December of 1986, he won the soccer school's national skills competition at the age of 11.
Why are you special in the sports world?
Well, I won the Bobby Charlton Soccer School finals, skills finals.
Brilliant, so where are you off to?
Barcelona for 2 weeks.
Gosh, is that Maradona? No, it's the wrong one, isn't it? Isn't that Argentina? Who's the star in Barcelona?
Mark Hughes and Gary Lineker.
David's talents didn't go unnoticed, and by the time he was 16, he was signed by top-flight side Manchester United. David's success as a Man United youth player was undoubted, winning the 1992 Youth FA Cup and the 1994 Reserves Leagues.
Because Beckham, without question, was the fittest player at United as a kid. Up and down the pitch, all the bleep tests in terms of pre-season work, he was streets ahead of everyone. You had to stop him.
In 1996, David began to break into the first team, as many key players came to the end of their careers. And it wasn't long before he received his England call-up. Whilst David began to break into the first team, Victoria was making waves in her own industry, when in 1994, Victoria Adams joined the all-girls group, the Spice Girls.
Watch out for these women as well, set to top the charts yet again with their new single. They are Emma, Mel, Jerry, Victoria and Mel, and they are the Spice Girls.
There was little money around when they first got together after this ad in The Stage, placed by accountant Bob Herbert.
The secret of it was we found a gap in the market, and we looked for 4 or 5 girls who could fill that gap. 4 or 5 girls who would be able to work together, their personalities were right for each other, different personalities we wanted.
Why do we call ourselves Spice Girls? N. J. Jerry, go on. No.
Right. We call ourselves Spice Girls because we're all, if you look at us, right, we dress quite differently, don't we? And we're all, like, really different. We like different music and stuff. So we thought, you know, we're, like, all different flavour spices. And then we all come together and hopefully it's a nice flavour.
An amazing thing has happened today. Spice Girls outsold Boyzone by about 5-1.
DJs believe Spice Girls are the start of a revolution.
Spice Girls have leapt in here with a sort of naughty but nice, you know, girl power. Come on, girls, you know, join our team. We're going to take on the men. All done very tongue-in-cheek and in a brilliantly fun way.
You gotta get with my friends if you want to be my lover. You gotta get
Tonight, the five-girl group are celebrating again. Record sales suggest they're #1 for a second time with their latest hit. This could be the new age of all-girl bands.
That's the way it is.
Maybe it could be because there's so many boy bands and so many boy acts. I think girls like to see some other girls doing it for a change.
The girls are identifying with us maybe, and it's, you know, and we're out there doing what we want to do, having fun. And I think that's the main thing, it's just fun.
If you netted it all in with merchandising, with TV rights, videos, record sales, public performances, endorsements, television commercials, easy, 120 to 150 million.
Luke Goss, ex-Bros, now acting for a living, says even though it's reckoned that girls have already netted £2 million each, they should be thinking of their long-term future.
I can say, speaking from experience, you cannot sustain that sort of adulation at that level, and that's why I hope that their team around them thinks of somewhere and a direction for them to go.
What's their shelf life, do you think?
The Spice Girls will have one more huge album, then they'll have a greatest hits, and then they'll have disappeared.
June 1998. England were to face Argentina in the FIFA World Cup last 16.
Whoever wins this has got every chance of winning the final, isn't they? Going all the way.
Well, this is the most important game since 1990 World Cup or the German semi-final in Euro 96. It's a massive game.
A game steeped in controversy after England's 1986 quarter-final defeat to Diego Maradona's infamous handball, the hand of God.
Another flash of brilliance from David Beckham might help England get the right result, but the squad isn't underestimating their task.
We have a lot of good players, so I think that we can win easily.
England experienced early heartbreak when Argentina scored a penalty in the 6th minute. However, it wasn't long before England returned with a penalty of their own, with England taking the lead in the 16th minute. Argentina were able to equalise on the stroke of the half. 2-2 at half-time, England looked the stronger team. But then, disaster struck.
White ball was required, and neither was that challenge on Beckham. And Beckham, now whether Beckham accidentally smacked into the defender, Simeone, the midfielder, I don't know. But Beckham's holding his head. David Beckham! Oh, no.
It definitely cost England the match. I had a great view of the incident. He lashed out at the guy. The guy was going to get booked anyway. There's no need for it whatsoever.
Beckham was out of order, basically. He should have stayed on the field, and if he had, then we'd have got through.
What can I say, mate? Guyed. Absolutely guyed.
To get sent off in a match like that is a disgrace to anybody. I'm sorry for his career.
England's players left the stadium slowly, some clearly upset, their World Cup dream in shreds. Dreams shattered for their children too, though after 3 weeks they at least had their fathers back. As David Batty and the rest waited for their bus, the Argentine team pulled alongside in theirs. As they passed England's players and families, they jeered and gestured and chanted. And then it was time to go. With pride, said the coach.
Very proud, and I think the nation should be proud as well of that performance and the way that we've had to go.
But the nation were anything but proud. Beckham had his chance at redemption on the 6th of October 2001 when England faced Greece in the 2002 World Cup qualifiers.
Another attempt to go.
2.5 minutes of stoppage time. England trail by 2-1. Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal.
Well, I think the big problem for me, and I'm a football man really, he fell in love with Victoria. That changed everything, I think. Well, it was a different type of marriage from what you would normally expect of a player and football player.
It's one of the busiest afternoons of the year at this high street bridal shop. Of course, Posh Spice's dress fittings were in top secret. We know she flew on Concorde to New York several times to meet with her wedding dress designer Vera Wang. But even allowing for the fact that Posh Spice's budget is considerably larger than most brides, experts believe that her look will be much copied.
Yes, I think she's going to just hit you between the eyes. I can just see it because she has a beautiful figure and she has that poise about her. And I think really you're going to see quite a spectacle.
That's what we've come to expect from the celebrity couple of the decade, and it'll take more than a drawbridge to stop the world's media from trying to share in their spectacular special day. OK magazine is reported to have paid the couple £1 million for the exclusive rights. Money well spent. They expect to sell twice the copies they did the week of the recent royal wedding.
This is the couple that everybody's interested, wants to know about, from the World Cup nightmare that David had to, you know, the Spice Girls, are they going to split up when Jerry left? They've kind of come through all that. They seem to have come through that stronger, wiser, and I think people also do believe that they are genuinely in love.
And because she was quite a famous person, of course, when part of a pop group like that, and so that changed the dynamics of his life, really.
With an immediate hit in Wannabe, the Spice Girls shot to #1 in America, the UK, and 35 other countries around the world. After a further 8 #1 singles from their albums Spice, Spice World, and Forever, the group was well on their way to becoming the best-selling female group of all time.
This short stroll to the end of the catwalk and back was, according to Victoria Beckham, more nerve-wracking than performing live with the Spice Girls in front of tens of thousands of fans. But even so, the audience were clearly impressed by this non-singing role, as Posh Spice modelled 2 outfits as a favour for her friend, the designer Maria Gratz-Vogel, during London Fashion Week.
No longer was she Victoria Beckham. She was now Posh Spice.
By the end of the show, now accompanied by the designer, the Spice star was evidently enjoying the experience and perhaps even contemplating a change in career.
Wife Victoria's designs on sale in a posh clothes shop just yards from his hotel.
I think the brand is already doing quite well here anyway, and this is only going to reinforce and really try and help them penetrate the market further. Because Victoria, she's going to be launching online globally very soon, and I think that by having David come over here, it's really going to spread virally online.
If you can work this equation, then
This posh store in London's Mayfair is the latest offshoot of the global Beckham brand.
They've entered Michael Jackson territory. You know, they are now way, way, way above pop status.
Microphone blower, please.
Brooklyn Joseph.
Yeah.
David, when was the baby born?
28th.
How much did it weigh?
With David and Victoria welcoming new baby Brooklyn to the world, their lives were changing drastically.
At the Beckhams' Hertfordshire mansion today, extensive new security was being installed after allegations emerged of a kidnap plot. But experts warn there may still be gaps in their protection system.
It would appear that the Beckham residence only has one entry and one exit point, which obviously makes it very easy, not only for the media to see them on a daily basis, but for the criminals to target that one spot.
David Beckham returned to the family's Cheshire home this morning, saying nothing. But in a statement later, he said the first role of a father and husband is to keep his family safe, and they would be reviewing their security arrangements. Arrangements, experts say, should now match Britain's other first family.
If I was the Beckhams, I would be very, very worried. You know, it's a real infringement on their freedom of movement and so forth. But I really do think that they're going to really have to consider beefing up their security to the same level as royalty protection.
Well, my take on it is it could have been in the same position as Giggs and Scholes. 20-odd years at the one club at United. He'd been an absolute legend and on the pantheon of all the greatest players we've had. But, you know...
He embraced celebrity.
I think he did, yeah.
David had elevated his play to a world-class level, and when he married Victoria in 1999, it was time to do the same to his image. With the help of Victoria's already perfectly crafted public image, David Beckham would become Becks. Taking on brand deals and appearances, David, with help from Victoria, was truly transforming himself from an average footballer to a global superstar.
2 questions about England.
Shall we talk about the haircut first and get it out of the way?
If you want to, go on.
Sharing the occasion with wife Victoria, her hat and his grandparents, David Beckham said his new medal meant more than all the awards he'd won before.
This is probably the best I've received, you know, so far. I think that, as I said, to be honoured for something that I love doing is special to me. So, you know, it's an amazing day for me.
As Mr. Beckham, OBE, was holding court, Mrs. Beckham was holding back. But with a hat like that, you're not going to be ignored for long. For those who like to know, Victoria Beckham's headwear was created by society milliner Philip Tracy. She told reporters of the pleasure she'd taken in dressing up for her husband's big occasion.
Really, really excited. I think it's been such a lovely day, and I think that everybody's been dressed up so smart, and it's been such a lovely occasion.
A few years back, there was an Ian Botham book, which was the biggest. Then Dickie Bird brought a book out, which overtook that. And Alex Ferguson's recent one has sold as many as that, I think. So it's a competition between David Beckham and Alex Ferguson now, I think.
With a transformation in image and popularity came a transformation in wage. When in 2002, David signed a 3-year contract following months of negotiations with the club, mostly concerning extra payments for his image rights. The income from his new contract and his many endorsement deals made him the highest paid player in the world.
I don't know how I think that there's always ways around these things, to be honest with you. But I don't know how far it can go. It's in dangerous times, actually, of the game, because of the amount of money that some players are getting paid.
David's, you know, done tremendously well outside of the game, which is obviously, you know, been a big part of his career as well as football. And I think that it was a different era with Bobby Moore. There wasn't obviously the money around.
We do realise that we have something to prove. We will be playing our hearts out tomorrow for our fans, our country and ourselves, and hopefully we'll come away with the right result.
Are you at all concerned that you've lost a bit of sympathy with England's supporters after the events of this week?
Once we step onto that pitch, you know, they'll realise and they'll see in the boys' faces that, you know, everything's behind us and we want England to do well.
You don't think this pampered millionaire image that has been put about has slightly rebounded on you? The who do you hell do you think you are headlines, that kind of thing?
No, because I think that them headlines will probably always be there whilst, you know, the wages are what they are. But, you know, to be honest, that's always going to be there, as I said. So, you know, we're prepared to, you know, take the criticism because, you know, we've put ourselves out there and we're well prepared to take that. But, once we're on the pitch, people will realise how much football does mean to every one of us. And after the sort of the World Cup, you know, I had to come away and do well that season, and I felt I did. And I've come on from there, and it's made me a stronger person.
Beckham could raise the roof here with a goal. I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup finals. Give that man a knighthood.
Obviously, you know, World Cup, anyone, you know, we all know that anything can happen once you're there. You know, you've got to have a certain amount of luck. And obviously people are saying that it is too early for this team to go and win a major competition, but I don't feel like it is.
With David's career on the rise, it seemed as though nothing could stop him, both as an elusive right winger and as a media powerhouse. Having qualified for the group stages, spirits were high. With new manager Sven-Göran Eriksson and new captain David Beckham, 2002 looked like the year football would finally come home.
Absolutely fantastic. It's the best day of my life.
But then, disaster struck. Whilst playing for Man United in a Champions League game against Deportivo de La Coruña, David broke the second metatarsal bone in his left foot, injuring him for the remainder of the season. Despite David's metatarsal injury, all was not bad news when on the 1st of September 2002, the Beckhams welcomed their second son into the world.
At the private London hospital where Romeo was born, mother and baby were both said to be doing well tonight. All day, members of the Beckham family had been celebrating the new arrival, the proud father announcing the news at midday.
We've had a little boy.
Yes, a boy. Congratulations. Was that a surprise that it's a boy? Yeah.
It's just a name we love.
What's the name, David, again?
Romeo.
Who?
Romeo.
Romeo, he explained again, as the photographers tried to grapple with the unusual choice of name.
He's going to stand out anyway, his life's going to be different, obviously with his dad and his mum, so Romeo ain't going to make much difference to it, I don't think.
It's alright, but it don't really match it from Romeo Beckham. An English name would have been a bit better, because it sounds a bit Italian.
A bit Italian, but then they're quite good at football too.
Yeah, it's always nervous having children, but it's the most beautiful thing in the world, so it's, we're both delighted. Brooklyn's gorgeous. It's got Brooklyn's nose and Victoria's chin. It's beautiful.
How's Victoria feeling?
Yeah, she's great. She's sitting up in bed and we've got her family here, so Brooklyn's just in awe of him. He's absolutely gorgeous.
Just like his dad, Romeo Beckham is already a marketing dream. Toy manufacturers delivering gifts to the hospital this afternoon. Earlier, big brother Brooklyn, whose own name once raised a few eyebrows, left with grandmother Jackie.
Jackie, how are they doing?
However, there was only one thing on the public's mind.
What I think about that?
Do you think that can have any effect?
If it has an effect, please do it, all of you.
The whole business of the Sun calling for people to pray for Beckham, I hope is an elaborate joke, because if it isn't, then really we are all doomed.
After the session he had today, he felt very well. No complaints, no pain at all, so that's very positive.
A determined Beckham worked hard to get back from the injury in time for the opening group stage game of the competition.
How's the foot?
It's a lot better. I ran for the first time 2 days ago on Saturday morning, and it was a little bit achy after, but it's not a problem.
Metatarsals mended and old injuries forgotten. The air around the team and their supporters is optimistic.
I'm feeling confident now. We've got David Beckham back. That's, you know, got to be a very big positive.
With David back from injury, his dreams of revenge against the Argentines were closer than ever when, on the 7th of June 2002, England played Argentina yet again, when, on the stroke of the half, England received a penalty. And who else to take it other than Beckham?
You can smash them now. Beckham has scored for England. 44 minutes, and he's done it again. David Beckham puts England in front against Argentina in Sapporo.
Whilst David's career was at an all-time high, Victoria's spice world was falling apart.
Well, for a start, there is no leader. We all lead in all different areas and we all switch and change depending on what kind of mood we're all in. That's for arguing, well
we all argue. We're girls, come on, we need to argue, it's healthy.
Popular with millions of fans all around the world, the Spice Girls have been one of the most heavily marketed bands ever. Savvy sponsorship deals and extensive merchandising means those 5 faces have been absolutely everywhere. But now that Ginger Spice has left, what does it mean for those business deals? And what does it mean for the likes of these?
Spice Girls merchandising's big business. It was worth £5 million last year, and it's easy enough to just stop making the Ginger Spice doll and carry on with the other 4. But promoters in America who've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on merchandising for the US tour have a big problem. They've got 4 girls on stage, 5 girls on all the T-shirts and posters.
Do you miss Ginger at all? Or?
Do we miss what? Ginger? A little, but I think they did a really good job without her. They did a good job covering up and everything. Like they sang some of the parts for her and everything, and it was really good.
Did you miss Ginger at all?
Yes. Yes. I miss Ginger so much. I think they should bring her back. I don't even know why she like left.
Did they do okay without her though?
They need her back.
With 5 becoming 4, it wasn't long before the girls went their separate ways.
What's going to happen with the Spice Girls? Are you going to get on and on and on? Because you're all doing your own thing, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We're working on our solo projects at the moment, and we always knew that this year we'd kind of give time for each other to do that. And then, you know, there's always things that we talk about all the time. You know, we're always on the phone talking about different things, but this year has been, you know, taken out so we can do our own stuff, solo albums.
Okay, very finally, things have sort of been, bridges have been mended with Jerry.
Pardon?
Bridges have been mended with Jerry.
I actually haven't spoken. I mean, you know, we've been so busy, and I haven't seen her recently, no.
Having solidified his place as a national team hero, not everyone was too keen on the new mohawk-wearing designer bags.
Fell in love with Victoria. I think that obviously that was a big changing point in his life. And me being a football man, I like to see them totally committed to the team. And of course, that waned and went down a bit.
Often said of you, you know, about your temper and the hairdryer treatment. You say in the book, I had terrible mood storms, and I would sometimes go home fearing the consequences. Do you regret those outbursts?
No. No, I think we are.
What about the football boot incident with Beckham? That was a loss of temper, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an accident, yeah. But it happened, you know, and I would have forgotten a bit, but and the fact it was David, it was going to end up in the papers, wasn't it? I mean, there was no way out. And of course, it became a bit of an issue at the time.
Though details were sketchy, United manager Alex Ferguson admitted he had kicked the boot, accidentally striking Beckham. At the time, both sides were keen to play it down.
It was an incident which was a freakish. If I tried it 100 times or 1,000,000 times, it could not happen again. If I did it, I carried on playing. He became a great player, and I think that we made the right decision in terms of, you know, letting him go to Real Madrid because we felt it was time.
You're being sold like a piece of meat. Did that represent your feelings towards United and Sir Alex Ferguson?
I think that I will miss the fans and the players that I've grown up with because I've regarded the players at Manchester United as my family, and you know, I've got a lot of very special friends there, a lot of special people. Everyone's been very kind to me in Manchester and looked after me for 13 years, and obviously I'm sad to leave them, but you know, I'm joining Real Madrid, and that for me is as exciting as it gets, to be honest.
He might still be an idol, but the old colours are coming down. In the city where this global phenomena is a local hero, they've already started counting the cost.
Everything with David Beckham on it probably is the biggest selling part of Manchester United merchandise that we do, is the David Beckham range.
So they'll feel it when he doesn't play for them anymore?
Quite possibly. I still think it'll be quite substantial unless they can get somebody else in with a very big name. I think they'll feel it, definitely.
He went to Real Madrid, and that was a great move for him in the sense of two of the biggest brand names in the world.
Why on earth is it? I mean, he's only a footballer. He's a good footballer, but he is only a footballer, and he's become such a celebrity that it takes over everything.
And already everyone wants a piece of him. The hospital today didn't just do his medical, it sponsored it and insisted he pose in front of their logo. Real spent a lot of money buying one of the world's most commercially valuable sportsmen. They're going to want to squeeze every penny they can from the Beckham bandwagon.
Figures released this month put their annual income for last year at £180 million, 32 million more than Manchester United. But they still lag behind the English club when selling in Asia. Putting Beckham on the books could change that.
Real Madrid shirts are here, but most are being held back. The Pirates planning to flood the market within hours of Beckham's new number being announced in Madrid.
We'll have the shirts in the shops the day after we know his new number. We have to meet the demand for the Real Madrid kit. People are already asking, Beckham, 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 what's his new number?
We'll sell more Real Madrid shirts now. Beckham is a superstar forever. All the girls like him.
There's little dispute in Japan over just who is the world's greatest football star.
David Beckham!
When David signed for Madrid in July 2003, he was introduced into a team of superstars.
I think that Real Madrid has a lot of stars, but there's always a place for another star.
He plays very well, he's very handsome, and I don't know, everything.
And he didn't require much time to settle in, scoring 5 times in his first 16 matches for the Galacticos. David's performance wasn't the only thing worth celebrating when on the 20th of February 2005, Victoria gave birth to their 3rd son, Cruz, in a Madrid hospital. With Brooklyn, Romeo and now Cruz, the Beckham family was starting to take shape. And public opinion was as critical as always.
Different, definitely different.
If it's their choice, then delighted for them.
Pretty crap.
It's pretty cool, it's all right.
I think it's stupid, quite honestly.
Despite an impressive start, David's time at Madrid didn't run as smoothly as planned. A poor end to the 2005-2006 season saw Madrid finish second to longtime rivals Barcelona in La Liga by a 12-point gap, forcing club president Florentino Perez to resign, and big changes were to come. Ramon Calderón became the new Real president, keeping none of the club officials who served under the previous president, including head coach López Caro. Having proved himself to the previous manager, Beckham had to do it all again, when in July 2006, Fabio Capello was appointed as new Madrid manager. Much like the 2002-2003 season, Beckham failed to regain his place in the squad, as the speedier Jose Antonio Reyes was normally preferred on the right wing, and the fans didn't feel any different.
Definitely he has been a very important player for merchandising, for publicity, for the economy of the club. It's true.
But for
the fans are looking to the pitch, and they're not looking to the merchandising, you know. And he has not been I think a player to that make the difference, you know, in the team.
While Beckham's time at Madrid was underwhelming, his personal life was once again under intense media speculation.
There's something I just want to say. I know as England captain that, you know, I'm obligated and I need to talk to the fans, and that's why I'm here. But I think I'm not talking about Sky Sports, because there's a difference between Sky Sports and the news side. And I think the way the news side have treated me in the last few months has been an absolute disgrace. I've done the same with the News of the World, because I think they've tried to you know, ruin my family. I think that I've done the same with the Mail, because I've been called a bad father, I've been called a bad husband, and my wife's been called a bad mother.
Does it hurt, David, when these allegations that you talk about?
Of course, yeah. As I said, you know, things always hurt that are said about my family, and for people to call my wife a bad mother, you know, is unbelievable. And you know, that's all I want to say on the matter. And
I think there's a huge appetite for this story, and I think that if the Beckhams feel that by putting out a statement saying their lawyers involved is going to make people back off, I think they're very much mistaken. I think there's a lot more to come out.
Today, the Beckhams return to Spain, sweeping off to catch their private jet together. She certainly isn't leaving his side these days, but who can tell if her smile is as broad behind the blacked-out windows.
There was no answer from the house in Spain Rebecca Lou shares with her parents, and a phone call from ITV News produced little more. Observers say so far, with today's pictures, the Beckhams are winning the PR battle, but there's more to come.
The storm clouds are gathering. They survived terrible Tuesday. They've got past Wobbly Wednesday. They've now got a brighter dawn today. But of course, the indications from the tabloids is that there's more to come, and Rebecca Luce is going to sort of sell her story. If that is the case, then those cracks are going to widen. They've got to show continued solidarity, and they've got to show the world that they can weather this storm.
There has been newspaper speculation that the new life in Madrid is placing strain on the Beckham marriage. The England skipper appeared to dismiss such talk.
She's a very supportive wife, and I love her a lot.
There are reports in the papers of the weekend you're going to renew your wedding vows.
Supposedly, that's the first I've heard about it. We don't need to do that.
Coming back to England is something that money can't buy for Posh. It's the only thing she really wants from him. She's made it clear, she's told friends, that's what she wants now in order for their marriage to work.
Beckham was now the most globally recognised footballer. Amassing fan bases in Europe, Asia and Africa. However, there was one market still left to crack.
In just a moment, at this time, I'd like to introduce Los Angeles Galaxy midfielder David Beckham.
Good afternoon. I'm honoured to be here in a great city, one of my most favourite cities in the world. Not just saying that because I'm here and I have to say that, but I really believe that. I'm honoured to be here as a Galaxy player.
With wife Victoria's experience in the American market, it wasn't long before brand Beckham found its feet. From documenting their move in reality show Victoria Beckham Coming to America, launching their exclusive fragrance line, Beckham Signature, and partnering with high-end stores and brands.
You know, I've wanted to collaborate with someone for a long, long time on a really accessible collection so I can empower and reach women all around America, women that either can't afford to spend designer prices or simply don't want to. And I really love Target. I go to Target stores all the time, so when they approached me, I jumped at the opportunity.
It didn't take the Beckhams long to cash in on the American market.
I'm so excited. It's a great place. You know, the American people are great. They've been very, very supportive of me and David and the boys. It's a great outdoors place to bring up children. It's a new start for us. It's something new. You know, we've lived in London, we've lived in Manchester, we've lived in Spain. This is something new. We're very, very excited about it. And we'll come home a lot. You know, our family are here, so I'm going to be home a lot as well.
Excellent. Finally, if we believe the press, Spice Girls reunion this September.
I'm pregnant again. I get that one the whole time. I'm not pregnant, okay? No, I'm not. Every time I pop one out, they think I'm pregnant with another one. So that's not true. Spice Girls reunion. I mean, you know, we'll see. I love all the girls. They've been great. I wouldn't be here getting these awards tonight if it wasn't for the other girls. So, you know, we'll see.
And also, I'm going to ask you the question that everyone has been about the Spice Girls. How close is it to actually becoming a reality, this reunion? It's been talked about for so long.
Well, it's the closest it's ever been, because before now it's actually never ever been true. There's never been discussions until this year, and so that's it at the moment. It is discussions, nothing's been agreed, but it could happen. You know, we all feel like it would be nice to just do a final farewell, bit of nostalgia, big thank you to all the fans that supported us globally. It could happen.
Tell me, how was it performing back in the UK after such a long time?
There you go. That was I think that was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, really
I think we really feel, you know, we've had incredible audiences, Vancouver, LA, everywhere we've played, but no one can beat last night. The London crowd, British crowd were the best.
You know what? There's no place like home.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dorothy was right.
How's the injury, Emma?
Actually, it's getting much better. I got through last night. I was so pleased, and yeah, it's getting much better. Thank you very much.
She's a trooper. We're really proud of her.
Thank you.
Yeah. Victoria, I believe you treat the crowd to a special catwalk strut. Why did you decide to do that?
She gets naked. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, for me, I'm not in the music industry anymore. I'm in the fashion industry. I like to poke fun at myself, and that's what that is. That's just me celebrating what I do and sending myself up, you know.
And you prefer to do that rather than sing a solo like the others?
Yeah, you know, for me, like I said, all the other girls are still in the music industry. I'm not. This is about Spice Girls all together for me. It's not about, you know, I don't have a solo career, so mine is fashion, and it's fun.
Pretty cool that you can walk down, just walk,
not even
make
say
it
anything.
Don't do anything, and people scream.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
With their new star man, LA Galaxy were able to pull off a new 5-year shirt sponsorship deal worth $20 million, as well as 11,000 new season ticket holders and sold-out luxury suites. However, after 5 seasons and 2 MLS Cup titles, there was still something missing: the coveted FIFA World Cup. With Beck's sights firmly set on another World Cup run, big changes were needed.
You know, playing international football and regular football, you know, at the highest level, I think he's got to be playing at a different level to what he would do in the States to have any chance.
On the 14th of March 2010, Beckham's dreams at a World Cup comeback were shattered after he suffered a torn left Achilles tendon playing against Chievo in Serie A. Unbeknown to him, David had played his last game in the famous Three Lions jersey.
I know the country is in mourning, I think mainly because everyone admires David Beckham as a person and for what he's done for England in the past.
We obviously need the experienced players to boost the younger players, so missing out on David Beckham, it would probably be a bit of a shame.
I'm so sorry for him because I know how he wanted to go in the World Cup. He came last year in Milan above all for this, to show his quality for the England team. I'm so sorry for this.
Despite David's World Cup heartbreak, all was not bad news when on the 7th of July 2011, Victoria gave birth to their first daughter, Harper Beckham, in a Los Angeles hospital.
And have you seen any of Victoria and the baby yet?
Not yet, unfortunately. I left LA the day Harper was born, so I just missed her, but we'll catch up at Christmas time. But us girls always have a little Christmas get-together.
There'll be lots of you around the Christmas tree then.
Yeah, lots of cuddles.
With a new addition to the Beckham family, David and Victoria's priorities were changing.
That's the great thing about us us fivers, there's a lot of children and about to be another one, and our priorities are always going to be our families. As much as we want to have fun, you know, one of the main reasons why I think some of us want to do this is for our kids to actually see us
performing.
You know, see what we used to do. So we're definitely going to have a huge crash, and we'll probably be in the crash ourselves because we have to.
Yeah, we will be.
Definitely.
My
mum's a Spice Girl. I know. I might be the cool one in the family for once.
After a brief 6-month spell at PSG, the day finally came to hang up the boots. And public opinion was ever contrasting to that of 1998.
I think that was the right moment to stop. We have to respect this. Of course, not just PSG, but the football world lost a fantastic player, lost a fantastic professional player, lost a good man. But
he's become a fantastic... How can I argue with how he's turned out as a human being? He's an icon to every kid in the world. He's a very wealthy guy, so how can I possibly argue with that?
The thing that I know and the thing that I try to teach my children is things get difficult at times. And the only way for me to get through difficult times is to roll your sleeve up, roll your sleeves up, never give in, and literally never give up. And that's what I did with this.
On the 29th of January 2018, Beckham fulfilled a lifelong dream when the Miami Beckham United Group was awarded the 25th MLS franchise into Miami.
We sat together and we said, we cannot let this dream go. This is a dream not just for us as an ownership group, but for the commissioner. This is a dream for you guys, and that's the most important thing.
So emotional about the whole thing now. I think that Victoria's witnessed that with me, and I think she's so proud and also so excited for us.
Getting the franchise up and going, which is looking very positive at the moment. It's going to take time, which, you know, building a stadium and building a brand new team and bringing it into the league takes time. So we're being very patient at the moment, but that's exciting. It's moving along, and we've got a lot of support in Miami with that. So it's exciting as a kid, you know. It's kind of things that kids dream of. I know I did at 11, 12 years old. You know, I used to sit around with my mates and say, okay, if we was to build a team and build a stadium, where would it be? Who would play for us? What colours would we wear? What would we call the team? So I'm actually doing that in reality now, so that's a lot of fun.
Following in his father's footsteps, Romeo made his professional debut on the 19th of September 2021 for USL League One side Fort Lauderdale. More aligned with their mother's world, Brooklyn and Cruz have both taken up careers in fashion. Eldest son Brooklyn opting for a career behind the camera. With the Beckham boys following in their parents' footsteps, tomboy Harper couldn't be further away from her mum's glamorous style, preferring football over footwear. Now all grown up and on their own paths to stardom, Brand Beckham looks safe in the hands of the next generation. What was once Posh and Becks is now the Beckhams. Amid the fame, red carpets and brand deals, the Beckhams pioneered a fresh new look of what a modern-day celebrity couple is. Both highly renowned in their respective fields, few other celebrity couples have achieved what the Beckhams have. While starting a family, David went on to win a long list of silverware, including 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, 1 La Liga, 1 Champions League, and 1 PFA Young Player of the Year, whilst Victoria went on 4 worldwide tours, started her own fashion brand, and began a successful modelling career. With a combined net worth of $1 billion US, sold out arenas and stadiums, and countless partnership and brand deals, the financial success of the Beckhams is undoubted. And with 4 children after relentless media attacks, it's hard to doubt their marriage too.